asking you nicely to leave. I think it's reasonable to give you an appropriate time in which to do that. So we're going to go away, and what we'd like to do, we'll come back in 10 minutes, and we'd like you to have left. All right? And you can read that. You can listen to that back later in your headphones. All right?
Sure. What was that last bit?
You can listen to. You recorded it, so you can listen to it back.
Oh, I don't want to listen to it back, so I'm going to continue recording.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk to me now? You're taking your headphones out.
Go on.
So we're coming to speak to you because we've had a report that you're taking photographs of police vehicles and people's private vehicles that are leaving the police premises. All right. So that's caused people concern. So that's why we've come to speak to you. You're not committing a crime.
Wait a moment, this situation is getting interesting that a man is filming outside a police facility and officers approach him to ask what he's doing. Filming in public areas is often legal, but near police property things can quickly become tense. The real question is whether he's simply exercising his rights or trying to provoke a reaction. Watch carefully because this conversation is about to turn into a debate about rights, privacy and police authority.
You're able to take photographs, although there is a sign that says that it's not permitted to take photographs.
I have written permission.
Who from?
Human Rights Act.
No, that isn't applicable in these circumstances.
Why not?
Because it's private property. Okay?
Right.
So is
this not a publicly accessible area of that private property?
Yeah, but the
Human Rights Act does apply, and my freedom of expression does apply here.
You asked me a question. Do you want me to answer?
Well, yeah. Well, if you're going to give a sensible one.
Yeah. So the implied permission is for you to access reception and make inquiries. That's why we've come to check if you're all right. The permission.
No, you came over because that woman. You came over because that woman went and told you that I'm here. Yes. Not to check that I'm okay.
Well, she was concerned. That's why we come to speak to you. But obviously, like the right to the access to the premises is for people to come and speak at reception. Yeah?
Right.
And we can withdraw that permission.
Now the legal argument begins. The officer talks about something called implied permission, meaning some private places allow the public to enter only for certain purposes like visiting reception. But the man filming disagrees and claims his rights allow him to record. This raises an important question if the public can enter a place should filming also be allowed there.
Okay, so we're asking you nicely to leave because you're causing people distress. I imagine that the reason why you're recording, auditing purposes is sometimes what people say. I don't know. You don't have to tell me why you're recording, but obviously that's why we just want you to leave because you're causing members of staff distress.
Are you asking me to leave purely because I'm recording?
Because you're causing members of staff distress
by recording.
Yes. Yeah.
So because I'm recording, I have to leave the property.
Well, unless you have another reason why you want to be here, which you haven't, you could tell me about. If there's a legitimate reason why you need to be on site, then you can tell me that. Okay. What is the reason?
I don't have to explain my reasons to you, and that's the issue, isn't it?
Because you're not telling me that reason.
Yeah, but under Article 8, I do have the right to privacy. So what you're doing is hang on, let me finish. I've just listened to him spiel out all of that, so let me finish. So what you're now doing is saying that I have to leave because I'm exercising Article 10 of my human rights, freedom of expression, which covers digital expression, which includes the right to film and disseminate information. And because I'm doing that, you're asking me to leave. So what you're doing I'll let you finish. Right. I'm in a publicly accessible area of private property. I haven't gone. Well, actually, I did go past that, but I'm not past that now.
Yeah.
I'm in the public.
Things are starting to escalate. The man mentions Article 10, which protects freedom of expression and can include recording. But the officers focus on another issue: staff members feeling uncomfortable being filmed. This shows the difference between something being legal and something being allowed on private property.
Accessible area. It says it's publicly accessible up to the reception point. It doesn't say on the sign only to access. It says on the sign. It doesn't matter. That's not what it says.
I'd say it was implied,
it doesn't matter.
That's fine.
It doesn't matter. We don't go by implied. So I'm in a publicly accessible area exercising Article 10. I'm being asked to leave purely because I'm exercising Article 10, which puts you in violation of Article 14, which guarantees me the freedom from discrimination while exercising my human rights. And because I won't give you my legitimate reason, which again, I have the right to privacy, I have the right to my private thoughts, I have the right to my privacy. And because I won't give you my reasons, can you stand up and be professional if you're going to address me as a police officer? Or was I talking to you? I was talking to him.
I don't have to stand up. I can sit down. That's fine.
Well, then I'm just going to put my headphones back in and ignore you again.
We can have a conversation.
Right, there we go.
Stand up.
Thank you.
Look,
right, if you're going to act as a police officer, act professional.
Let me give you a scenario, right? So let's say you go into Tesco's, which you would agree is publicly accessible for people to go shopping. Yeah. for that purpose. Would you agree in that?
Yeah.
And you did something in Tesco's just for.
I can walk into Tesco to browse. I don't have to walk in there to shop.
Yeah.
I can walk in here to browse.
But let's say you did something in there that's causing people to feel uncomfortable and causing.
If there was a lawful basis for why I was causing them discomfort, then yes.
No. Where I disagree is whatever that is that you're causing people to feel uncomfortable, even if it was completely lawful, I would say that they've got the right to ask you to leave, and that's what we're doing. You can go onto the sort of out of the public.
So what if I stand there?
I think that would be fine. Yeah.
So what's the difference? So what's the difference between standing here and recording and they're recording?
Because
pardon? Is it illegal to raise my voice?
No, but it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, it's unnecessary for you to come and accost me, to be honest.
Well,
you've just said I can stand there and record, but I can't sit here and record.
This is private.
But there's no difference. There's no difference in the action, is there? It's still going to make them uncomfortable. So what's the difference?
I can't do anything about it. All I can do is ask you to leave the public.
Yeah, and that's what you can. Yeah, you can ask me, and I'll politely decline.
My job is to try, over and above protecting the public and enforcing the law, is to try and if somebody's made me feel uncomfortable.
Now the officers give him 10 minutes to leave, which changes the situation. But if someone refuses to leave private property after being asked, it can turn into a trespass issue. The officers seem to be trying to resolve this calmly, but the filmer appears confident and determined to stay.
Comfortable is trying to address that and sort it out.
Right.
So that's what I've tried to do in this situation.
Okay.
If you just, we're going to go away now, and I've said I'd like to leave our property.
Right.
And I've given you a reasonable time of 10 minutes to do that. So we're going to leave now.
Okay. And what if I don't? What if I'm still here in 10 minutes?
Well, it's a civil matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll have to make a decision about how we want to deal with that.
And how would you? And what would you do?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. But I'm asking you nicely to leave.
And if I politely decline?
Well, I'll make a decision about what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to tell you what that decision is, just as you don't have to tell me anything. I don't have to tell you what's going on in my brain. All right?
He's not happy at all. Look at him on the phone, on the fucking, radio to people, asking for assistance. He ain't happy at all.
We're not asking for assistance, we're just
He literally just said, have you got when he first went on radio, have you got a unit here? I've got a mail, whatever, and then you were talking, I didn't hear the rest of it. But he was asking for assistance.
Okay.
I was like, I think it's pathetic. I'm here with a camera, not a fucking shotgun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
What I will say is there do you need assistance from the police for anything?
A glass of water would be grand.
Okay, I can't give you.
I've got a plastic glass. All I need is some water in it.
Okay, well,
why not? Last police station I went to did. That's quite rude. Okay, you know what? I've always had high expectations and high hopes for Cambridgeshire Constabulary, and I've had really positive interactions. Even last time I came here, strong positive interaction. I even wrote an email to the Chief Constable commending PC 406 Chris, whatever his name was, and gave him a glowing commendation for his attitude and how he spoke to me in the conversation that we had.
Yeah.
He took me in and showed me around the vehicles. You guys are just full of shit.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, you are.
I'm reasonable.
Oh, well, you can think what you want.
Right, anyway.
We'll see what the comments say about it.
Yeah, I've said what I want to say. My objection to you being on the premises is that it's causing members of staff distress.
Distress. I'll be careful with words like distress, because there are very certain thresholds for distress.
Yeah, and
be very careful with the words that you use.
I'm not insinuating that you've crossed the threshold into the criminal.
Right. So be very, very careful with words that you throw around. When you're acting as a police officer and you throw words around like distress, you could then be implying and accusing me of causing alarm, harassment, and distress.
Yeah, but I would have been explicit.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
you need to. Sorry about that.
Sorry about stepping on your foot.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Green Top ain't happy at all.
Property, and we're giving you reasonable time in which to do that. Okay. And I'll just reiterate that the reason why we've asked you to leave is because we've had complaints that your behaviour is making people feel uncomfortable.
Well, I've
rephrased it there that I'm not using the word distress, which you took a perception to, and I wouldn't. That's not what's been reported. It's made people feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So now your job is for 3 constables to stand around and try to enforce people's discomfort and feelings over the law.
I've explained. I'm going to go now.
You're going to go.
If you feel uncomfortable about 3 people being here, that's fine. And
well, it doesn't matter if there are 10 people here, to be honest.
We're trying a different approach to see whether that's
PC
agreeable with you.
137. PC 137, I'll suggest just get in your car and drive away. You're not going to get any more response out of me than they are.
That's absolutely fine.
The uniform does not intimidate me any more than your plain clothes does. Oh, is it not? No. That's funny.
People feel more comfortable.
Yeah. Funny that, because the psychology behind it says different. If you actually look at Ash's studies from the 70s, his studies on compliance and uniform actually state the opposite.
I didn't know
so
that.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm actually a psychologist. So.
Another officer now joins the conversation. Usually when more officers arrive, it's to help control the situation or bring a different voice into the discussion. Interestingly, the filmer doesn't seem intimidated. Instead, he continues arguing and even references studies about authority and uniforms, turning the conversation into a battle of confidence and perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like you said, you sort of intimated that you took exception to there being three police officers here. So I'm going to leave because
go for it. You do what you want to do.
More to say to you, but yeah, we'll leave you in colleagues' capable hands. All right.
I love that. Detective sergeant's got to get a PC to handle his dirty work.
Look, I just want to make you as comfortable as possible, so I'll introduce myself as PC137. I've had no idea as to what this incident is about. What's going on here?
Well, I'm sure they've just informed you of that over at the car when you were stood there talking for 10 minutes.
Well, I've got a rough idea, but I'd like to hear it from you. As I say, I'm completely unbiased.
I'm here minding my own business and I come and get accosted by 2 constables.
Okay. Any reason police station compared to anywhere else?
Because we pay for it and I can.
Okay, that's fair enough. It is a public property, isn't it?
Thank you very much. If only they knew that.
What I'll say is that obviously the inquiry office isn't open. So
yeah, I know. I already tried to go in there. Yeah.
Have a chat. They do close at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I just want to make you aware that I'm not suggesting that you will at all, but certainly we have had cars damaged here in the past, and that's why when we see somebody sat here with a camera, just sometimes people don't have as good intentions as yourself. Okay. So do you stop everybody with a camera in any place in the country then, just because they got a camera? Because cars get damaged all over the country, not just here. Particularly because we work in a role where a lot of people don't necessarily.
I wouldn't bring your vehicle to work then if you're that worried about it.
But obviously we've got to get here somehow.
Yeah, you can cycle it. Okay. You can get public transport. Okay. You can get public. If you don't live in Huntingdon, you can get public transport to Huntingdon and then walk or cycle it. Absolutely. There are options. You know, if you're that uncomfortable and that concerned about your vehicles at your place of work because of the role that you do, and the mitigating factor is the fact that you know the risks of the role that you take when you sign up for the job. Yeah. That onus is on you.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Simple as that.
Do you have any further plans this evening? Is that something you want?
Why, you want to take me for dinner?
No, not at all.
No?
I'm just generally trying.
I won't eat you out of house and home.
Oh really?
No. Just some Mackies will do me.
No worries. Are you planning on being here long at all?
As long as it takes.
As long as it takes to what though? What is your intention?
Finish my objectives.
And what is your objectives out of interest?
Private.
That might be private. I'm interested because you've definitely got obviously my interest right now. So I just want to know what your objectives are.
Fair enough. And you're allowed to have those interests.
Have you got friends coming to join with you with your objectives, or?
I'm sorry, I think a bug go down my top. Oh. Sorry.
You got any friends coming down to join you or anything?
No, I don't have any friends. Billy no mates me.
Oh,
I know, it's sad, isn't it? You want to be my mate?
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
Didn't
think so.
If I'm honest, I've got so many friends. I'm not really in the market for anymore.
Fair enough.
So, do you mind me asking? Is this one of the Audit in Britain sort of style videos? Is this? I'm not suggesting you are at all. Just out of curiosity, because we know that there are auditors about. I'm just trying to gain what your kind of objective is.
You might put our mind at ease.
Well,
you ain't here to cause any problems within our grounds.
Again, my objectives are private, and I will stick to the fact that I have the human right to my private thoughts and my private home and family life, and I will stick with that.
What I would say is that camera is obviously pointing in the general direction of where our vehicles, personal and police, going in and out. Obviously, you're aware that there are traffic cars which come out of here pretty speedily. We wouldn't want you to be around and potentially get hurt.
Oh, so I'm decided to wooden barrier. I actually like that you've got this. This wasn't here last time I came. This whole footpath wasn't there. I had to walk along the road, so I like that you've included this.
What I would say as well is the officers, my colleagues who are very good at their job, have tried to be polite, and they've just asked that in a reasonable time frame, about 10 minutes, you just go towards the outsides of the site. Now, what I would suggest, as somebody who I haven't looked at all the planning permissions and the exact boundaries of this building, I don't work at this station, but I would generally say probably up to that fence line up there and probably up to where that give way line is would probably be a rough area, I would say, is HQ. So if when you move on, if you could just move on outside of that,
I mean,
it would make us feel more comfortable.
I would say, quite honestly, with the PC137, that these double yellow lines are indicative of something that the council have instilled. Double yellow lines don't typically tend to be put on private property, so I would say probably up to where the double yellow line stop is where I would be absolutely fine to be accessible and be classed as public property. Secondly, my rights don't have an expiry time. You know, I've already explained them here. Exercising Article 10 of my human rights. I have the right to gather and disseminate information to the public under that freedom of expression. Well, potentially at least until the new Bill of Rights gets processed, and we'll see what happens after that, because that's a load of bullshit as well.
Obviously, we're in control of the Bill of Rights.
No, I know you're not. No.
Here the officer changes the perspective. He asks the filmer how he would feel if someone sat outside his own home filming. It's a way to make him think about the situation differently. But the filmer argues that a police station is not the same as a private home, and public institutions should face scrutiny.
So that's government thing. That'll give you guys a lot more power to sort of potentially abuse our rights, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, no, again, it's not you, it's the government. We'll have to take that, deal with that with protests and what we do.
You give me just the first name so I can refer to you as something else other than sir.
Sir is fine.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Just on the flip side of things, and I just want to turn this on its head. If I, outside of work, sat outside, say, your home address on the public highway and sat with a camera facing your address, would you feel comfortable?
No, but this isn't your home address, isn't anybody's home address. No, but if you did it at my place of work, then I wouldn't give two rats.
Do you know what? We spend so much time here. It's practically is our home.
Yeah, but that's the case for everybody who works. You know, nobody really works 37.5 hours a week and afford to live these days. You know, people tend to do 45 to 50-hour weeks, and they spend most of their time at work. So that is the case for the majority of the population in this country. So you're not alone in that. I do sympathise. Yeah. But yeah, you're not alone in that. But again, this isn't a place of residence.
Would you not
it is publicly funded. No, I'm quite comfortable here.
We are going to obviously conclude this conversation. We're going to get on our way.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have done that a good 25 minutes ago, but all right.
The only thing I will ask from me is I understand that this camera is facing the police station. I understand I can't make you turn it another way. You obviously know your law, and that's brilliant, because a lot of people don't, and you know your rights. But what I would just ask, as a request from me to you, is just that you're not filming any number plates in specific vehicles. And as I say, that's only because of the concerns which I've raised, and it's a request, it's not me telling you to do something.
Yeah, the only one that I've got that will probably make the footage is the one that came and reported to you, just because I want her number plate to be able to make her a complaint. You'll see she didn't identify,
you can make that complaint and share that with the complaints authority in relation to obviously the number plate, but publicly broadcasting it, is that really fair on her right to her private life as well? The only reason I ask this, because officers and non-officers, civilians, etc., are being traced by their cars, by their names, etc., through social media, everywhere else, and then there's issues outside their addresses. I'm not saying that's your intent, but people might get obviously on board and then get a bit aggy over it and actually challenge those officers outside.
Have you ever seen the police interceptor programs and all those sorts of things? Number plates are all over them.
Yeah, that's
all over.
Blurred, actually.
Only the ones that are the direct subject of the stop. Right. All the other ones in passing, around the police stations, around the roads, they're all visible. I've looked at it.
Okay. Is that including their private vehicles they drive?
Yeah, probably. I mean, but this is the thing, right?
I'm just asking you.
No, okay. This is the thing.
Think about her.
Yeah, but okay. But this thing, if she didn't come and try and find out what I'm doing, and she just drove on, she wouldn't have even made the footage. Even if she did, nobody's going to pay attention to that number plate and give a fuck, because nobody cares. You find something in a passing shot. I understand that. Yeah, police get targeted and they may get tracked, and I do get that.
Do you drive?
Pardon?
Do you drive?
Yes.
Okay. What vehicle do you drive?
Well,
what's the index registration plate of that? Just for your viewers, so they can understand. So you're obviously saying it's okay for her. Yeah. Just for your viewers, let everybody know.
See, I don't give my registration to you guys because
I'm not asking for it directly. I'm asking you to put on the footage as well. It's just because if it's not really much of a problem.